Hello and welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about chassis bracing or struts or whatever you wanna call them. You all know the top struts or the upper struts, which also come from factory, not in Europe because of pedestrian safety. Because it's very dangerous if you hit, just imagine if you hit a pedestrian at like 50 or 60 kph and he smashes onto your hood, and then because the hood is so soft he doesn't get any injuries at all, but because you have the brace like 10 centimeters below the hood, he gonna hit his head so hard on that he's gonna be injured very seriously, and that's why it's not allowed. Does it make any sense? I'm not sure, but anyway, Europe's gonna save the planet, and Japan, Australia, and the US and every other country or every other continent on the planet just doesn't give a whatever. But there's a lot of options for the upper mounts at the front, and some are available at the rear. The ones I used mostly is the one from Schleppi. That's very good and also can be used as a bar for the seat belts. We used that in the past. You saw that in some videos, I think. So that's everything very nice, but there's not that much for the lower part, at least at the front. There are some really huge things, but nothing quite small or decent. So we're working with Track Day Engineering. They are in Denmark. Yeah, I think they're located in Denmark. They also the manufacturer of the front, the carbon ceramic brakes, and the titanium bolts for the struts, and a few other things we use from them. And their parts are always exceptional, well made. So we bought this one, and this one's actually, I don't know if you can see, yeah, very nice. You can also buy that from us. So the biggest difference between their part or the part they are using and the part we are using or selling is they have engraved everything on the lower part. So when it's mounted like this, then you can see everything, every markings and the engravings from below. I like to have it clean from below, but you can also see the engravings on the upper side. Also very important with how much you have to torque the bolts. So I just wanted it to have plain black from below and every engraving on the top. So if you look under the car, it's not that obvious. So that's why I wanted it that way, and that's why we made these. So we have a few of these for sale. These right here, they are cutouts because you have at the front subframe, you have some weld parts or welded, just some welds and from stock, and they get in the way. So they have this little notch right here where the welds can go, and it just is plain and on the rest of the part. Now these are obviously delivered with bolts and nuts. Two things about these. First of all, they are obviously 10, I don't know if you can see it, it's 10.9, a little bit stronger than the stock 8.8 bolts. And it's not just a plain nut. As you can see, it has this little ring or this little notch right here. You will see why that is. It is because it goes perfectly into the hole. So the nut is perfectly centered. That's why. Very nice, very nicely made. So I already installed mine. It takes maybe 10 minutes to install it and torque it, so it's not that huge of a deal. So let's just have a look at it, how it is fitted to the car. So, and this is how it looks installed. It's very easy. The bolts just slide right in here, and then you obviously put the bolts in, and that's basically it. And as you saw, or as you can see, it's just a plain black strut from below. All the engravings are on top of it. Yeah, so it's very easy to install. If you have their part, let me just show you the difference. That's the only difference. You have all the engravings on the bottom. So the 120 Newton meter, it's on ours, it's on the top. So if you have the memory of fly and can't remember that it's 120 Newton meters once it's on the car, you may want to take a picture, or you may want to buy this one. Yeah, so it's not that hard to install. It takes maybe 10 minutes or so. This weld right here, that's the reason for the cutout. As you can see, it's perfectly in here. And what I talked about the nut, you just put it in from the side. So, and as you can see, it just slides right in because of that little notch. So it's always perfectly centered, and it also has some guidance. Yeah, so that's basically it. You just put them down here and bolt it up. And what I do like is the subframe. The front subframe is very sturdy. Here at the back, it's very much material, but at the front it doesn't have that much, and here's just these two small legs, and so it's gonna reduce the wobble. And here you will have a lot of force into the subframe because of the wishbone, and so this will just add as another strut, which it is, obviously. Very clever. So that's already it for this video. Not too much magic in this, just a lot of very good engineering. That's why they call track day engineering, because they engineer parts for track days. Yeah, so that's already it for this video. Have a nice week. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.